We're next here tonight to an investigation into law enforcement. The death of George Floyd in 2020 ushered in a new era of calls for transparency, equity, and accountability. And nearly 4 years later, that spotlight remains as the public continues to question the actions of police sworn to protect and serve.
New tonight, we're bringing voices from our community to the forefront. Tips from you led I-Team investigator Kylie McGivern to look into the history of one Hillsborough County deputy as agencies work to maintain or rebuild trust. And Kylie joins us now in studio with what she uncovered. Kylie?
Yes, our I-Team got a tip about concerns surrounding a deputy's Facebook post and what a community activist called racial undertones. What caught our attention is the deputy's name, Sean Bush. A year and a half ago, community members alerted us to a use of force incident involving Bush. We requested his personnel file and digging further found another internal affairs investigation. This one was involving improper use of his official position. This officer's story is an example of what experts say is a divide between public perception and law enforcement policies. We do want to warn you, some of what you're about to see may be disturbing.
We've got some strange currents going on in our society right now that really seek to delegitimize law enforcement and what they're doing.
In April, Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill into law that will go into effect in July, stripping city and county review boards of their ability to investigate officer misconduct.
They'll stack it with activists and they'll just start reviewing things and trying to put people under the gun, even if there's no basis.
Democratic State Rep Christopher Benjamin of Miami Gardens had debated the bill.
We don't believe that the police properly police the police.
This is where my face is entrusted.
We met community activist Dr. Michelle Williams in East Tampa. Williams emailed Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Chronister expressing deep concerns over Bush's Facebook post, showing a black man, supposedly one of the Kansas City Chiefs parade shooters, handcuffed with the caption MSM, or mainstream media rats. Persecute him just like you did Kyle Rittenhouse.
Enough is enough. Now you're putting racial undertone posts on your social media page.
HCSO's chief communications officer told us the social media post prompted an internal review that found no violation of policy. After reviewing nearly 500 pages making up Bush's file, we found more than a dozen commendations and awards and 5 internal affairs investigations. 3 of those were for traffic crashes said to be avoidable.
I've been following this deputy's history for quite a bit. There was an incident where his body cam was on and he was being recorded very aggressively handling a transgender female.
A use of force incident in 2020 when Bush responded to a domestic violence call involving Jenny DeLeon.
Is this my house?
6 feet, okay.
Okay, you're so awesome. Thank you for your service.
Bush later told Internal Affairs DeLeon grabbed his wrist, pulled it off the car, and he lost his balance.
Hold up, you can't take my car. You don't know if I got coronavirus.
Don't touch me.
You don't know if you got...
Get on the ground. Don't touch me, okay? Get on the ground.
If you got coronavirus, touch my car.
Stay on the ground.
No.
Stay on the ground. Stay on the ground. Don't resist.
I'm not resisting. Oh, I'm not resisting.
Taser.
I'm epileptic. Oh.
Stay on your back.
I'm epileptic.
Stay on your back.
Attorney Catherine Viker obtained the video when she was working on a separate case defending a Hillsborough officer also accused of excessive force.
We had to go to court twice and fight tooth and nail to get an unredacted version of the truth, because what is in his IA report and what that video shows do not match up.
As part of the administrative investigation, a detective asked Bush, "Is there any reason why you didn't mention any of your hand movements in his report?" Here are portions of Bush's response.
It wasn't intentional. I wasn't intending on putting my hands around DeLeon's neck. That's just where my hands landed as we landed on the ground.
But the video showed his hands on her neck a second time. The disciplinary action, a letter of reprimand saying grabbing around the throat was brief and unintentional, however, was not part of any training Bush has received. He then received 4 hours of use of force remedial training.
Took him back to the mats and retrained him. Now, is that a standard? Yes, it is a standard. That is what should have happened.
Dr. David Thomas is a retired police officer and professor at Florida Gulf Coast University.
In this case, the sheriff's office did the right thing.
4 days later, an incident that launched another internal affairs investigation. Bush showing up at a Walmart off duty after his neighbor, detained for suspected shoplifting of a nearly $400 vacuum, called him for help.
I didn't know why you were here. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a neighbor. I was seeing if you guys could just do trespass.
No.
Just out of good faith and everything.
No, we're going to prosecute at that value.
You're deputy?
Yeah,
Okay.
D3.
Okay.
Good family friend.
Well, the problem is that he's on probation.
On probation for aggravated assault in Texas. In the shoplifting case, the neighbor satisfied his judgment, but that judgment and sentence are sealed by the court. Internal documents show Bush was asked why he injected himself into the investigation.
I don't have an excuse for that. My gut instinct was to try to help him out as far as making sure he got a fair shake.
How do you think this would be viewed by the public?
It depends. I think some people understand that we're human. In the jobs we do, we make human errors.
HCSO suspended Bush for 10 days.
There is an inherent responsibility to the public and to the organization. And I think when you start to abuse your power, it's horrible for everybody.
Despite multiple requests, HCSO would not agree to an interview. Its spokesperson telling us there is still an outstanding review. The state began that review more than 3 years ago. It is not finalized. We tried contacting Bush directly.
Hi, Deputy Bush. This is Kylie McGivern.
But did not hear back.
And under HCSO's policy, a deputy may be fired if he or she has 3 violations of the rules and regulations from 3 separate investigations within 1 year. In this case, there were only 2. With photojournalist Matt McGlashan, I'm I-Team investigator Kylie McGivern taking action for you.